When the road was broken, she chose not to break. Through the pain and the pressure, faith made a way. Sickle cell tried, but it couldn't steal her flame. She turned every trial into purpose and praise. Single mom strong, with Kobe by her side. Love is her strength, hope is her guide. This is a journey of faith. Watch her rise, grace in her story, fire in her eyes. From surviving to shining, no fear, no shame. When the road was broken, she chose not to break.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sickle Cell Sunday. I have Mr. Omari here. He is our guest speaker for today's Sickle Cell Sunday. Thank you so much for being a part.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so as you said, my name is Omari. I'm 41 years old. The time has been flying. I'm originally from New York, but I reside in Florida. And I used to be in the film industry, like major film production.
Mhm.
And then sickle cell started to, affect my body. So then I had to transition, but I'm currently transitioning and seeing, wherever God wants me to land. So,
Yeah. And tell us about your sickle cell journey.
so I have SS, and wow, with sickle cell, it's definitely been a journey. It's been a battle. It's been a journey. I was born in New York. I was living there for a while, but I was getting pneumonia every year until I was 10 years old. From about 2 to 10, like clockwork, I would get pneumonia every single year. And I'm the only child, so the doctor recommended to my mom that we should probably move to a warmer climate.
Yeah.
So that's when I came to Orlando when I was 10. From there, the pneumonia was gone, but different things started to happen with my health. I didn't have a grasp on it as far as how to take care of myself.
Mhm.
Um, so it was a little rocky. I would go in for little things like my gallbladder removal. When I was in my 20s, I had my hip replacement, um, dealing with priapism a little bit, like from 17 until today. But then eventually I learned that the key to being as healthy as possible is diet. For me, that's what works for me.
Gotcha.
So once I started tinkering with my diet, and finding what works for me, it's been pretty much smooth sailing from there.
That's good. Especially
Yeah.
with you finding it kind of mid 20s, finding out what works and stuff like that. Because, there's people that be in their 50s still trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
navigate this sickle cell journey.
absolutely. And I feel like it's a lifelong thing because
Yeah.
things will always come up. You know, when I was younger, I used to purposely be ignorant about sickle cell. I didn't want to look up all the things that come with it
Mhm.
because I'm a person like when I know something, I fixate on it. So I purposely stayed ignorant, which I really regret. I wish I would have, knew what was coming. But it's a lifelong journey. There's things that are going to pop up. It's just about how you handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I just try to be positive. I always say like, people get cancer, people get diabetes, people get all of these things. We just our cross was bared early, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
we just got it at an earlier age. So
I like the mindset that you have about your sickle cell journey. Like you
yeah,
said, that it's a lifelong thing, but because it started with us so young, like 5 months, we started having issues. And now we know how to, the older we get, the more we know how to navigate, the more we know how to understand what's going on and stuff like that. So
yeah.
that's
And
good.
it's something that I used to be embarrassed about, because I was born in 85 back then. In my childhood in the 90s, I didn't really know a lot of people with sickle cell.
Hmm.
So I used to be embarrassed about my eyes being jaundiced and all of those things. But where I am right now, I thank God for sickle cell
Hmm.
because it has, as weird as that sound, it has transformed me into a empathetic person. It's transformed me to being understanding, being patient. So, I think everything happens for a reason. There's no mistakes in life. I don't know what everyone watching, what their belief is, but I believe God doesn't make mistakes.
It's,
None of us is a mistake, so this was just our cross that we had to bear, and we take it, how it comes.
I love that. What is something most people like misunderstand about you having sickle cell?
Ooh. Um, because it's not all the time a visible illness.
Yeah.
Um, they may think that, we're faking or we're not as sick as we claim to be. I've lost a lot of friends because I've had to cancel plans.
Yeah.
And, I may cancel plans a lot, but they think it's purposely. But I'm not feeling well. So, but I always say the friends that are supposed to be there, they'll be there.
That's true.
Um, Yeah, but those are mostly the two main misunderstandings, and of course that also comes with the hospitals as well, misunderstanding this disease. But those are the two main ones.
With you having sickle cell and we're living in New York, did you have a lot of frequent pain crises at those times too?
Funny enough, I never had a pain crisis when I lived in New York. The only thing I
That is
was
so
getting,
surprising.
yeah, I've never had a pain crisis. I didn't have to take any pain meds. I didn't even know a pain crisis was part of sickle cell. I just thought, okay, I'll have pneumonia every year and my eyes will be yellow. This isn't bad. But then when I came to Florida, that's when I started to experience my first pain crisis. I probably went into a pool for the first time,
Hmm.
stayed in there a little too long, and then that's
Mm.
when I experienced my first, yeah, pain crisis.
I completely understand. After I moved to Florida, of course, living in Georgia my entire life, never had a pain crisis. I moved to Florida and I realized what a pain crisis felt like. I said, "Oh no, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this was not it." Um, so what helps you cope with having sickle cell?
Um, just to know that I'm not the only person on this journey. I go to a lot of the conferences. I try to meet a lot of people with sickle cell, and I like to see people who are successful that have sickle cell. That lets me know, like, life isn't over. This isn't a death sentence. Like,
Yes,
I can have a quality life with this illness. But seeing, especially a lot of elders, golden age people with sickle cell, and I see how well they're doing, that gives me, hope, and that helps me to cope with it.
I love that. I know, like, of course, sickle cell isn't just a physical thing, it's a mental thing as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So even I know, like, even being young and having to navigate, trying to understand sickle cell, but also navigating a path for yourself, it's a lot, especially with people that don't understand what you're going through. Like,
yeah,
for instance, when I was, of course, younger, I was ashamed to say I had sickle cell. There was no way in the world I was going to say that, or the issues that I've had with that came with, not issues, the challenges that I had that came with sickle cell. I was like, oh no, I'm fine. I'll just have a cold. I would downplay it to the max because it's an emotional thing. You don't want people to look down on you.
correct.
So I completely understand that. And with you, of course, being young with sickle cell, how do you feel like your support system was, whether it's friendship wise, family wise?
Oh, it was excellent. On the family side of it, my mom's a nurse. So I had guidance, from
That's
since I was a child. Like they would try to do things to me and give me medications, and my mom's like, "Oh no, we're not doing that," because she was knowledgeable. So as far as support on family side, and all of my aunts and uncles, they totally understood. Friends, that was a little tricky. If you would ask my mom, she says I'm a people pleaser, especially when I was younger. So. I didn't really have a lot of friends that understood. Um, there were some relationships that I was in. I had girlfriends that understood, but their family maybe didn't understand.
mm-hmm.
But now that I'm older, I have the support and the friendships that I need. They understand. They could tell if I give a certain look, they can tell, okay, he's not feeling well. Let's give him his time, give him his. So I definitely have the support that I need now.
How do you feel like your faith has grown with your,
Ooh,
sickle cell challenges?
man. Ah, man, I used to be angry at God. Like I used to
Yeah,
question him. I used to, why me? Why this? I have so much promise. I feel like I'm an intelligent person. I have all these gifts and talents. And I'm like, the only thing standing in my way is this illness, this disease, you know? So I used to be very angry at him. And then one day I just was like, you know what? I can't, the only person who can help me with this is having a higher power, believing in God. So I I just stopped being angry. Um, I seeked his face. I seeked his face seriously.
yeah,
And he gave me the peace. There's a scripture that says God gives us all the peace. So he gave me peace about it. And I stopped being angry. I just accepted it for what it was. You know what I mean? Instead of fighting against it. So I surrendered. And from there, he lifted the burden for me. And it's been, I still have struggles once in a while. Like I struggle with being a man in today's society and what that means, like providing and being the head of household and trying not to see sickle cell as a weakness, like being feeling weak in my body and what that means for my manhood. But having faith in a higher power has gotten me through that, and it's continuing to get me through that.
I love that. What accomplishments are you most proud of with overcoming sickle cell?
That's tough because I'm very hard on myself. It took me a long time to love myself and to love the person that I saw in the mirror.
Mm,
So accomplishments that I may have things that I've accomplished back then, I didn't see it as serious because I'm like, I could do so much more. I know I could do so much more. But now looking back at it, going to college, getting my degree, being able to do my heart's desire, which was film.
hmm.
And I was busting my butt. Oh, it was hard. It was very hard. But being able to do that, you know, that that I'm very proud of that. And also the man that I am. There's a lot of people who don't have an illness that they're not good people. And I consider myself, a good person. I have morals, I have character. And that's something that a lot of people can't say these days. You see the state of the world and how things are going. People are very much for self.
Yeah,
So that's an accomplishment that I am proud of, like the person that I am, the person that I've become.
I love that. When you were doing film, what challenges did you have with sickle cell, if you don't mind sharing?
Man, yeah, so we would work like 14 hours back to back, day after day, on my feet. There was no sitting down
Ooh,
on my feet. Yeah. I was in New York, so we would film in the winter in the snow, heavy snow, and it was just hard. It was very, very hard on my body. Even if I wasn't having crises, just the strain on my body was difficult.
mm,
And I didn't want to let it go, but the pandemic forced me to. That's when all filming stopped. And then I had a, realization like I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this to my body if I want to, live a long quality life. So those are some of the challenges that I had.
is there something that you want to do now that can help with, of course, um, your life with sickle cell, like your a career field?
Yeah, I want to eventually I want to speak. I want to you know, I want to be an example for people that, you can have this illness and it's not over. You can
Yes,
still be successful in it. You can still, have a quality life. So I want to be able to speak, whether that's on stages or conferences or wherever. I want to tell my story.
yeah.
And yeah, so I'm just trying to find the right vessel to do that, whether that's stage, online, social media, and trying to get over the little fears of being in front of people and, but yeah, that's eventually what I want to do.
I love that. Oh, another thing that would help with me just starting with recording myself and just posting because I knew, like, of course, people go see that. And that
Right.
was never my thing. I never liked to speak in front of people at
Right.
all. But my mentor back in high school, she always told me, record yourself and just post it. I
Right.
don't want to do that. Like, and just like, you have to start somewhere. You're never
Absolutely.
going to get anywhere if you don't start from somewhere. So, telling your story online is another great platform because you never, like, I didn't realize how much of a community there was in sickle cell until you start posting. Like, there's, like, of course, there's more of y'all, like, y'all coming out the woodworks for real, like from
Right.
Nigeria and you know, people up north. I'm like, how are y'all doing it? But you doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just, I know, like, posting on a frequent basis to try to get your story out there, and you never know who you can touch with just your story, let alone.
Absolutely. I used to always be like, who's gonna care? Nobody's gonna listen. Like, it's not that serious. But like my neighbors who have seen me grow up in
Hmm.
my area and like people, they're like, man, you should tell your story. You should write a book. Like, man, you've gone through so much and your story's interesting. And I'm like, ah. And my mom would always push me to do that. But now as I get older, I see the value in that and seeing like you never know who, like you said, who your voice is gonna touch, who's gonna relate to you, who you can get out and grab and the difference it will make. So, because I know what it happened for me. I saw people, so um, I'm ready to give my testimony. I'm ready to give my story. So yeah, it's just about going out, moving out in faith.
That little push.
Absolutely.
The faith of a mustard seed can move mountains.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
let me see here. I had a list of questions. So,
Yeah.
why is sickle cell awareness so important to you? Bringing awareness to sickle cell.
It's important because there's a lot of people who still don't even know what sickle cell is. They have no idea. It's important to educate the medical community. We still face a lot of a lot of we still face a lot of issues in the medical community.
Yes.
Um, yeah, a lot of stigmas. So it's important to, we're real people going through a real issue, whether you can see it or not. The same respect that cancer gets is the same respect that sickle cell needs to get. So I feel like the more of us speak up, and I know a lot of us have, uh, you know, we have a lot of bad experiences in the medical field, so it causes us
Yeah.
not to want to speak up or, do medical trials and stuff like that. But we have to speak up because if not us, no one else is going to do it. So it's important to get the knowledge out there so we can get more funding, more, more education. So I believe in my lifetime, we could eradicate sickle cell because I'm seeing all the things that are happening. So that's not going to happen without awareness and education.
Yes. I just recently did a podcast on a young lady, and she is in the nursing field, and she said the sickle cell, just the information about sickle cell was a pamphlet. So
Yes.
there's no way. There's absolutely no way that you give nurses a pamphlet to learn about sickle cell and then you throw them out in the field and they're looking like this wasn't on the pamphlet because of course all
Right.
sickle cells are different. Like, we all
Right.
have different challenges.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what challenges have you had while being, if you were hospitalized because of your sickle cell, like from doctors or anything?
I won't lie to you. I've been blessed with the doctors that I've had because I've literally had the same group from the age of like 14 to now. So I've been very, very blessed. And then whenever one of them retires, I get passed on in the same group. Um, and I'm very knowledgeable about me and my disease and what works for me. So if I ever get any pushback or challenges from the nurse, I can fight it with knowledge and information. So I haven't had a lot of challenges while hospitalized
Mhm.
as far as like, not getting the care that I need. Um, So, and I've always had, knock on wood, I'm thankful I've always had my mom with me, to push back on anything. I've had family with me, friends with me. So I've been blessed in that regard.
That's a true blessing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What keeps you fighting on the hard days?
Ooh, man. Um, just knowing that it doesn't rain forever, the sun has to come out. Knowing that, you know, tomorrow's going to be a greater day. And, that's hard sometimes when you're in it to see through the forest, to see through the trees. But just my relationship with God and believing His word, like actually reading His word and believing for myself, and thinking back on, okay, I've made it through all of the other hard days. I can make it through this one. Remembering what I've been through and just knowing that this is not going to last forever.
It's very true.
Yeah.
How do you find purpose through your journey?
Um, that's good. How do I find purpose? That's tough because I'm actually still looking for my purpose. But just knowing that I'm still here, I've seen a lot of people with sickle cell pass away.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen healthy people pass away, but knowing that I'm still here, I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm here to make a difference. My story matters. Um, and yeah, and again, I know I keep saying it, but my relationship in God, knowing that, He created me, He knew who I was when I was in my mother's womb.
Mm-hmm.
So just believing that every hair on my head was numbered and He knew who I was, and just believing that, okay, I have purpose, I have a reason. Nothing, I don't believe anything is wasted. No lesson is wasted, nothing is wasted, no life is wasted. So that's how I keep on the top of my head that I have purpose.
I always tell, especially like telling myself, but to other people, every day that you get to wake up, you get to find your purpose.
Absolutely.
Every day that God puts breath in your lungs, you get to seek not just Him, but you get to find the purpose that God has planned for you. Um, because I know for like it for myself, it took forever for me to figure out what do you have for me? Like, and of being younger, I didn't realize, um, sickle cell had so much to play into my purpose.
Hmm.
Like it was of when I was younger, I saw sickle cell as a damage instead of a help. It helped me find my purpose. It helped me realize that um, it's yes, I have it, but it does not have me.
That's good.
So it can because it does not have me, it can't break me.
Right.
So it can only make me to something that I want to be better for the future. And that's when I realized like my purpose was to, of course, bring awareness to sickle cell, but to share my testimony that God has given me with others. Because a lot of people, they lack faith. They don't, they have to find and they try to find faith in other people. So it's like, God, I thank you for giving me sickle cell for people to find faith through my testimony. If
Mm.
that makes sense.
Absolutely. It does 100%. And I feel like purpose is always ever evolving. What
Yeah.
might have been our purpose in our 20s may change in our 30s, 40s, 50s. So, um, yeah, I'm always trying to find where does God want me right now? Where is my purpose right now? So, yeah, I'm still, working through that and trying to figure that out.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give young men living with sickle cell?
I would tell them as men, we're always told we have to be strong. We have to be, we can't cry. We can't. I would say try to get with other men that have sickle cell,
Mhm.
As a man, it's important to have community, and to know you're not the only person dealing with this. So getting with other men, so especially older men who know what that journey is like,
Mhm.
so you can have a mentor. That's very important. I would also say don't be too hard on yourself. Like, yes, it's hard in society to be a man today, but um, just to know that you are equipped with everything that you need to be a successful man. There's nothing outside of you. There's nothing lacking. You're not weak because you have this illness. You're not less than. Um, so I would say that those are, and most importantly, stay up on your mental health. That's probably the most important thing. There's no shame in seeing someone to make sure your mental health is good. Always have a professional to talk to.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Um, I say like sickle cell always gives us a superpower. What do you feel like
Mhm.
your superpower is?
My superpower is, I would say, empathy. Being able to, I don't have to walk in your shoes to be able to understand you. Um, Yeah, empathy. Seeing people go through things because I've gone through things, and being able to treat them accordingly. I would say that's my superpower. I feel like in today's world, we lack a lot of empathy. There's a lot of people, if they're not going through what you're going through, they don't care. They just, go about their business until they have to deal with it. But yeah, empathy for sure.
Thank you.
And if I'm sorry, resilience as well. It's taught me definitely resilience, man. I'm stronger than I am,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I would say those are the two things.
Is there anything else that you would like to share that I haven't asked?
Um, I would just say in this illness, it's important to, have a higher power, something above you. Because if you're just, um, trying to do this on your own, it's not possible. It's not, it's too heavy. I apologize. It's too heavy to carry on your own. So I would say try to find a higher power, release it to him, and faith. Faith is the most important thing, believing what you can't see, and knowing, having faith. Work on your faith for sure.
Thank you so much for being on here with us. We truly appreciate it.
Of course, of course. And it's a pleasure again. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course. Is there any way that the followers can get in contact with you if they have any questions about sickle cell?
Yeah, my email address is Omari, Omaris 718 at gmail.com. Um, I'm working on my social media, so I don't have that fully yet, but that's coming soon. That's coming soon. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Omari. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Pleasure.
Thank you.